Right now, you are looking at a completely broken internet. The images on your feed, the viral clips on TikTok, the face of the person in that political ad you saw last night. A growing number of them are not real. Synthetic media is overwhelming the automated filters that are supposed to catch it. And human eyes? We gave up that fight a long time ago. We have officially reached the tipping point where you can no longer trust what you are looking at. So at Google I/O 2026, the tech giants finally admitted it. They cannot stop the tsunami of AI slop. They cannot stop the deepfakes. So instead, they are rebuilding the infrastructure of the internet itself. Google is about to bake cryptographic deepfake detection directly into Google Chrome and Google Search. And they brought friends. Welcome to the birth of the universal AI ledger. Before we go any further, I need to be honest with you about something. Every visual you are watching in this video right now, generated by Kling and NanoBanana. The voice you are listening to, cloned with 11 labs. So when I tell you the line between real and fake has collapsed, I am not theorizing. I am Exhibit A. Keep that in mind for the next 6 minutes. We will come back to it. To understand how Google plans to fix this, you have to understand the dual-layer defense system they are deploying. Two pieces of tech, they work together. Layer 1 is called SynthID, developed by Google DeepMind. And this is not a clumsy logo stamped on the corner of a picture. SynthID embeds an invisible signature directly into the pixels of an image, or the frequencies of an audio file. You cannot see it, you cannot hear it, but a computer reading the file can spot it instantly. And here is the important part. Even if a hacker crops the image, resizes it, screenshots it, or compresses it into oblivion, the signature survives. Layer 2 is the heavy hitter, C2PA, content credentials. Think of this as a digital passport for media, a cryptographic chain of custody. Here is how it works. Imagine a photo of a politician hits your timeline. Right now, you have no way to know if it is real. With C2PA, you click once and you see the entire history. Captured on an iPhone 17 at 3:47 p.m., lightly edited in Lightroom, no AI involvement, verified. Or, generated by Gemini Omni at 2:14 a.m., no camera data, zero physical world provenance, pure synthetic. Same photo, two completely different stories. And in a few weeks, Chrome users will be able to right-click any image on any website, or use Circle to search on their phone to pull that passport up in one tap. Hours before the I/O keynote, OpenAI quietly aligned under the same C2PA standard. So did Microsoft, Meta, and Adobe. These companies have spent years giving Congress conflicting messages on AI risk, on regulation, on who deserves the blame when systems fail. 1 year ago, these same executives sat side by side in front of the Senate, pretending to agree about AI while their lawyers were in court suing each other's customers. And in front of regulators, they have spent years contradicting each other on what AI is, on what the risks are, on what Congress should do about it. At the same time, they are poaching each other's engineers with 9-figure pay packages. And yet, they all just signed on to the same cryptographic standard. At the same time, with the same goal. This is not a feature launch. This is a treaty. The largest AI companies on Earth just built shared infrastructure for the first time in the industry's history. And look at the geography. Every signatory is on the West Coast. 4 of them inside a 30-mile radius of Silicon Valley. 1 in a Seattle suburb. A handful of zip codes have just decided what the rest of the world gets to see as real. But look at who is not in the room. xAI, not signed on. And xAI is a 15-minute drive from 4 of the companies that did. Same industry, same valley, completely different position on the ledger. Chinese models like Kling and Hailuo, not part of this standard. Neither is Baidu, neither is ByteDance. There is an entire parallel AI ecosystem operating across the Pacific that this alliance has no jurisdiction over. And every open source image model running on someone's gaming PC in their basement, completely outside the ledger. Thousands of them, generating unstamped, untraceable media at industrial scale every minute of every day. And here is the part that should make you nervous. I tested it. OpenAI's verification tool, openai.com/verify, the one they just launched as part of this alliance. I uploaded an image, generated by Nano Banana. That is Google's image generator. Same alliance, same standard. No OpenAI signals detected. Of course not. Nano Banana didn't make it on OpenAI's tools. But to a regular user, this reads like a clean bill of health. The universal ledger isn't actually checking across members yet, not even between the two biggest names on the page. So we are not really getting a universal AI ledger. We are getting a walled garden, built by a few companies on the same coastline. And the walls don't even fully connect.
So let's pretend for a moment that the alliance was perfect, that every company on Earth had signed, that every model on every gaming PC was somehow included. It would still have one critical flaw. SynthID is brilliant, C2PA is rigorous, but neither one is final. Every detection method in the entire history of digital content has been beaten by a counter method. Spam filters, plagiarism checkers, antivirus, every single one. Detection sits still, generation moves. And the people building generation models, they are not signed onto any treaty. They are working in the open. Right now there are research papers, published, public, peer-reviewed, describing techniques that strip SynthID watermarks. Techniques that re-encode images in ways that survive C2PA inspection but lose the metadata. The race is already on. The alliance is racing against the rest of the field, and the field is not slowing down. And remember what I told you at the start of this video? This whole thing, the politician on TV, the influencer on her phone, the verdicts, the voice you have been listening to for the last 6 minutes, none of it has a SynthID watermark. None of it carries a C2PA passport. I am one person with a laptop and a few $100s in API credits, and I made all of this in one afternoon. This is the reality the universal AI ledger is walking into. A world where the gap between making and detecting has already widened past the point where any treaty can close it. In 5 years, are you going to trust an image more because it has a C2PA stamp? Or is the stamp itself going to become the next thing people learn to fake? And once that happens, are we worse off than we are right now? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them. If you got something out of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.